Okay, so today we're going to look at how to graph lines without having to use a table of values and doing it straight from the equation. So we're going to start off by looking at this equation here, y equals 2x plus 1. Now it's important to know the different parts of an equation. So remember the bit on the end, this bit here, this is your y-intercept, okay? And that tells us where it crosses on this line here, the y-axis. Whereas this number here is your gradient. And remember what the gradient is? It tells us how much it goes up by each time we go across one unit. So let's look at how to graph this line. So we'll start off with the y-intercept because it tells us where to start. So plus 1 means we look for 1 on the y-axis, which is here. Okay, one box up. And then now we look at the gradient, which is 2, which means each time we go across one unit, we go up 2. And again, if we go across one, we go up 2. And then we can use our ruler to rule the line and connect up all these points. And when you rule the line, don't just connect the couple of points that you've done. You need to use all of them. So when you go right through your graph like that. That is that line plotted. The next one is a little bit of a different line. And that's y equals half of x minus 4. Now again this, I'll leave this other one on here as well. Again this gives us a gradient and a y-intercept. So we start off with the y-intercept, which is minus 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 into the negatives. That's our starting point there. Now half, I could plot half each time. I could go half there and then another half and then another half. And it's kind of okay, but we don't know exactly where one half is. We've got these nice grid lines for the half. So the way I like to do it, especially when you have a fraction, is to look at the fraction and remember what this represents. Remember, a gradient is rise over the run. So what that means is we're going to run 2. We're going to go across 2, and we're going to rise 1. So we go across 2 and up 1. And across 2, and up 1. So then when we roll the line through them, it'll look like this. And what about the situation if we have a line that is y equals, now it's a negative 3x. So we've got a negative in front of the 3, plus 5. So, again, we use the y-intercept on the end to tell us our starting point. So we go there, and we're going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to start up here at this point. Now, the negative 3x means instead of going up 3 each time, we go across 1 and we go down 3. So I'm going to go across 1 and down 3. 1, 2, 3 to here. And we go across 1 and down 3. And I could continue on if I wanted. Yeah. So your line looks like this. And if I connect these up and rule them, should get a nice line. That looks like that. Cool. And finally, y equals negative x plus 4. Now this is a bit confusing, but we'll talk through this. Okay, so 4, we start off with 4, so 1, 2, 3, start off here. But negative x, there's no number there. Now, what that means is there's just negative 1x, because we don't need to show 1 if we know that we can see that there's only 1x there. So if there's no number in front, it generally means there is a 1 there. So we go across, and a negative, remember, goes down, so we go down 1, across 1, down 1, and so on. And then we can connect them up. Now when rolling points together, it's good not just to use the 2 closest points, because you're probably going to end up with an inaccurate line. What you want to do is have 2 points that are kind of nice and far away from each other, so you can kind of link them up. And that's how you graph the equations of a line.